वीडियो में पास हो गया है एकदम परफेक्ट।
Respected Bansal, entire BPS fraternity, fortunate parents, grandparents, and above all, of course, my dear little graduates. Today is the International Day of Happiness. So I think nothing better than this could be possible to celebrate this convocation ceremony. And as this is the International Day of Happiness, and I don't find any reason, anything less than this, that to be happy, to remain happy, that ultimately our young kids, in this age group, they are going to be graduates. And finally, I pray and wish God that one day or the other, they are not going to be the graduate from one of the top universities of India, but they are going to be the graduates and postgraduates in the universities abroad. They are going to be at par with many of the, the graduates all across the world, irrespective of their professional field, whatever they deserve and whatever they desire. So a huge round of applause this time. And I sincerely request you that whenever you are, giving a big hand to the kids, at least give 5 seconds or 10 seconds to increase their moral, to boost their moral, because ultimately the sound of this claps goes, in the brain of the kids. You can understand, आप imagine करिए at the time when you were, at the age group of 3, 4, 5 years. And I remember my days when I was 3, 4, 5 years age, what type of the students we were. So, if you see to it this way, then you will be, admiring the hard work, dedication and temperament of each and everybody. So anyway, I am little debating here and there. To begin with, I would like to extend my best wishes and congratulations to all of you for a very special day. A day of extreme happiness, joy and proud for all of us as our young kids have completed their graduation and being graduated today. So once again, a huge round of applause for them. Once again. If I remember, my days of entire life of educational journey, if you remember your entire life of the educational journey, whether the teachers, whether the parents or whosoever it is, you will always agree with me that this is perhaps the toughest and the most important and the most challenging part of the education all throughout our life. So, for this great grand achievement, I would like to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to all the parents, specifically the mothers. How difficult it was for them to control their emotions, how difficult it was them, sending their children to schools, in the age group of 3, 4, 5 years, and that too for 4 or 5 hours away from them. Always carrying, so many worries, and number of worries. And if I have the list of worries, that's why I am carrying the paper, otherwise normally I do not carry any paper. And if the top of the list, if you see the worries, the first and the most important worry is whether our beloveds, whether our children have finished their tiffin or not. And if yes, if they have finished their tiffin, whether they have finished their tiffin properly or not, and if not, then what will happen to them? Can I get a little water? So, and the second worry, if you see that what will happen to them in case if they get any natural call, what will happen to them in case they start missing us, who is there to take care of them, what will happen to them in case if they God forbid, if they are injured, what will happen to them in case if they are not learning, what will happen to them in case if they are learning, then whether they are learning up to the extent or not, against the problems which they are facing. So all sorts of worries and number of worries, even then they keep sending their children to school for their bright future. So once again, this time, a huge round of applause for the parents, specifically the mothers. थोड़ा सा और, but with respect to a kid of 3, 4, 5 years, you can imagine the type of sacrifice, the type of control on emotions our mothers are carrying, Can you imagine, in case if the child is sitting in this room and if they are in another room, they are, as far as their soul is concerned, they are connected to their kids. So however, handing over their children in the hands of others is not a joke as far as if you are a mother. So the mothers could understand, easily. Secondly, I would like to extend my sincere thanks and appreciation to all the teachers. Well done, my dear teachers. It is not easy to control these children. It is not easy to handle these children and teaching them the initial lessons of their life. Not only this, the toughest part of the syllabus once you are teaching the initial lessons of their life is that you are teaching them once they are away from their mother, their comfort zone. Even then, with all the patience you are developing them, with all the patience you are taking that the others' children are your children. Abhi last मैंने एक speech में कहा था the Little Star, I think Little Star it was. I told that the mission of the Little Star fun competition is that we take your children as our children. I think our teachers, I salute to them. I admire them the way they took it. That they continuously monitor your child as they are their children. Otherwise, it is not possible, to develop them the initial lessons of the life in such a manner. I can understand. I know that it is easy to teach professional students, but it is very difficult to teach KG students, specifically once you are taking care of their mental and emotional health, their safety and security, their childhood and moral values, and then finally giving a head start to be a proud citizen of this country, ultimately or finally serving this nation. And earning their name all across the world. But this is not the end. How can I afford to forget acknowledging the hard work and dedication of these students? आप सभी पेरेंट्स से, सभी लोगों से मेरी गुजारिश है कि ये बच्चे जो एंकरिंग कर रहे थे, इनके बारे में मिस्टर अमित अग्रवाल ने बोला, जो उनके टीचर हैं, कि अगर इनको गलती कर दें तो कृपया करके ध्यान न दीजिए. मेरे ख्याल से जितनी भी समझ मुझे है, these students have not done any single mistake. But if I do any mistake, please excuse me, because every time whenever I was seeing them, every student when I was seeing them, every kid I was seeing them, I was trying to compare, what I was at that time and what is this student is. Means, there is no comparison at all. So, just now, I got an idea. Because sometimes you feel the scarcity of the word. Sometimes, even for me, because every day I get an opportunity to speak and to address. But this is the only time when I get upset, I get emotional. In terms of, thinking and imagining that really I don't have words to express and trying to understand the learning process specifically in this age group. What is going on in the brain of these kids? What is going on in the brain of the teachers and the environment and the society, the way these kids are being groomed. And, the entire process, it is difficult to understand. Just now, when I was sitting there and I was thinking, if I try to define, if I try to understand, how do we draw a letter A? I think then the first alphabet of the English, what you call it as ABCD and all that, the first alphabet, if I try to define it in a mathematical engineering language, then how tedious it looks like. That you draw a slanting line making an acute angle, then draw a mirror image of this line making an obtuse angle, and they are connecting, exactly the mirror image, and a horizontal line is bisecting both the lines in such a manner that it is not going even a half a millimeter away or out of these two lines, and then the alphabet A is drawn. And there are another 25 alphabets. And 1, 2, 3, 4, ka, kha, ga, ga. How tedious, to write all these things, and then the words, and then the sentences, and thereafter we all are being grown up. So who is the initiator? Who is the person, carrying out this thing, and who is the kid getting, what you call it as learning, involved in the learning process. So God bless you once again, my dear kids, and let us once again give a huge round of applause to all these kids. It is not easy. Have a belief in me. It is not possible otherwise, because we take it lightly, we understand it lightly, that it happens with everybody. But you imagine, you go in backward integration, you will come to know that what is the type of personalities God has made us, and how gradual this learning process is. Finally, without taking much of your time, I would say, let me tell you, my dear parents specifically, that as you all know that over the years, BPS is famous in providing the quality education in terms of providing the best possible human resource, best possible infrastructure, and the best possible curriculum. And today, on behalf of entire BPS fraternity, I take privilege to offer these resources. Rather, I take pride in offering these resources to you in a much improved manner for your kids from class 1 onwards. Rest assured that your children are in the best possible hands, and we will not leave this I promise, without having any hesitation, that I promise that without anything, that we will leave no stone unturned to develop your kids in such a manner that they, after completing the school education, they will come out with the flying colors, and they will get the perfect launching pad for a successful career in any discipline, in any manner, anywhere in India and abroad. So thank you very much. God bless you once again, and take care. And enjoy the ceremony, or let us begin the ceremony. Thank you.